guys, so I would like to take a moment to talk about art as social commentary because it's the inspiration for this unit. After the invention of the camera, art really kind of was freed up to no longer have to be just representational or glorifying or recording. It could be anything it wanted. And one of the things that it started to do is become a tool for expressing ideas about social events, social things, and being a form of social commentary. So I have a whole bunch of examples for you of, sculptures, digital work, illustrations, street art. I'm going to just kind of describe the image and maybe give you a word or two about what it might be inspired by, but I want you guys to kind of go ahead and come to your own conclusions about what everything means. Of course, if you want to discuss it more, you can come talk to me about it. So let's talk about some paintings and sculptures. This one right here kind of says a lot. We have the farmer with his bloody apron holding a knife, and he's petting his little kitty cat who has his bib on and is ready to eat, right? So that little life form is acceptable. But then on the right-hand side, we have all these other animals. The cow, the horse, the donkey, the pig, the sheep, everything. Are they getting the same love? Are they getting the same respect for their lives? Not sure. What's the difference? Does it matter? Here we have a little illustration of a baby in its crib. And it's little mobile, as you can tell. It's a whole bunch of corporate logos. So I think that's an interesting kind of message about consumerism, perhaps, and how we're so young when it starts. This one's pretty disturbing. Here's a little baby doll. It's called Baby's First Baby, and even Baby's baby is pregnant too, with real pregnancy action. So I'm kind of wondering, what do you think this is about? Are babies having babies too soon? Perhaps. All right, here we have a Burger King garbage can, and somebody has put the image of a starving child on the inside lid of the can. So maybe this is about, I don't know, food waste, wealth inequality, things like that. All right, here's one of those little rides outside of, the Target or whatever. It's a dolphin, but somebody has added some things to it. The BP oil can, the oil slick, the fishing nets, pretty much says everything it needs to, I think. All right, this one's interesting. So we have a little guy there with his head down, and we've got somebody slicing their head off basically with a credit card. I would venture to guess that this is something about modern debt and consumer culture and how we are driven to just kind of basically kill ourselves with debt. Here's a fun giant mural that was put on a building. So we see this huge guy with a huge mouth eating trees, and all his teeth are buildings. Okay, what do we think that's about? Overdevelopment, perhaps? Perhaps. Here's another one with the same idea. This one's kind of gross. So he's eating trees, and what's he pooping out? Houses, 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 houses. So yeah, probably overdevelopment. Destruction of natural environments. All right, Wal Muerto. And stop trying to silence workers, Walmart. So do we have issues with Walmart? Yes, there are many issues with Walmart. So, okay, let's talk about stencils and street art. So this is kind of where the ideas for this unit come from. Of course, we're not going to be going out and, actually spray painting the street, but we have a lot of great ideas out there, so I want you guys to see. So we have a bicycle and a car. This one runs on fat and saves you money. This one runs on money and makes you fat. Real quick though, notice here all the little breaks in between all the lines. Those are important. You'll see those later. Okay, here we have what looks like the shadow of the stop sign, but it is actually spray paint, and it says Stop War. Starbucks breeds like rats. That's probably on the ground somewhere. I think that's an accurate description of Starbucks. Okay, here we have a melting ice cream cone, and it says help, and help is melting too. But does anybody see anything in the ice cream? And then what's it spray painted on? Ah, okay. Stuff about climate change, right? And there's the actual, like, North and South America on there, so we know it's the world that's melting. Don't hate the media, become the media. I think this is very accurate for nowadays. Everybody with a cell phone can do that. Soft brains watch the screens and buy the jeans. Again, about consumerism. Animals don't kill for sport. Yeah, that's kind of important. All right, everybody with their Nikes. You know they're made by slave labor, right? Okay, so Nike, don't do it. Child labor, just do it, right? Child labor, slavery, Nike, if the shoe fits. All right, so now let's talk about the #1 artist for street art, the one that everybody adores, Banksy. So Banksy is who this unit is kind of inspired by. He is London-based. Nobody knows who he is, but he has been all over the world. You can see his work in San Francisco. I think I saw some in Little Italy going towards Chinatown. Just look around, you'll see it. I've seen his work in New Orleans too, right after Katrina. I've got an example of that in here. But he's been everywhere. We'll see even some pictures from Palestine, Jerusalem, that area. Okay. So sorry, the lifestyle you ordered is currently out of stock. Indeed it is. Okay, here we have Hitler with a little beret on. No one took me serious as an artist. This is true. Look what happens when nobody takes your art seriously. Okay, here we have a little screaming child, and why is he upset? He has no likes. I think this is a great image to talk about how obsessed we are with social media and how we've made it like the basis of our happiness, basically. Okay, pretty accurate. No future. If at first you don't succeed, call an airstrike. So some of these were very like Bush era commentaries. All right, he does a lot of work about the destruction of graffiti and the encouragement of making graffiti. Here we have, so if you recognize the wall art that is being slowly washed off by this guy, it's like the most ancient cave paintings that you can find usually look like that. So what would have happened if somebody went and, erased all of that quote unquote graffiti? Follow your dreams. Sorry, canceled. Parking. This one's interesting to me because I find it so gross the way we always just cover everything with cement and make it all parking garages when there should be trees, there should be flowers, kids should be playing, but oh well. Here we have some fat, gross tourists exploiting child labor while they, wear t-shirts that say feed the world. Here we have some poor soldiers crying for peace. This image might be his most recognizable piece. You see it everywhere. Love, hope being lost. People worshiping the sail. This one I took in New Orleans right after Katrina. He painted the window, and we have two soldiers, probably National Guard people, who were sent in to help people, but what are they doing? They're looting. Here we have a little girl patting down a soldier there. How do you like it? We've got Dorothy, poor Dorothy, having her basket checked by a police officer. All right, now the next three images were painted on the giant wall that has been built up around Palestine in Israel by Israel, and he has done some incredible work there. Here we have what looks at first glance to be, you know, like a regular carnival ride with kids playing, but if you look more closely, it's actually a guard tower. So pretty dark there. We have this one, please cut here. Yeah. And we have this one. Very powerful image here. We have the dove of peace, but he's wearing a bulletproof vest and he's in somebody's sights, so he's probably going to get shot. And final image. If graffiti changed anything, it would be illegal. Yeah, well, it is. All right, guys, so if you're interested in more stuff about Banksy, I actually have a book of his, but it's in the restricted section of my library. You have to be 18 to look at it. But you can Google Banksy and see a lot of different stuff. So I hope this inspired you. Okay. Have a good one.